Hi there, it's Tiffany from Daisy Farm Crafts. I know I don't usually show my face, but today I wanted to say hello and tell you this is the tutorial for the gray gingham washcloth. So cute. I love it so much. I recently taught this at the Crochet Crowd with Mikey Jimmy Bean's Wool Retreat in Reno, Nevada. The pattern is shared in this book. Anybody that went to the retreat, this is the pattern. I'm doing the exact same one for the tutorial. If you just need a printable version, check our YouTube descriptions. This also is on our website as a printable version. So thank you so much for stopping by. Let's get started. For today's tutorial, I am going to be using some different shades of color just so you can see it a little bit easier on camera. But the most important thing you need to make any color of gingham work is you need a light shade, medium, and a dark. So for today, I'm going to be using this new yarn from Yarnspirations called Caron All Day Cotton. It's wonderful, it has beautiful shades. This is golden, and it will be my dark shade. This is Jute, and it will be the medium shade. And then I'm going to be adding a beautiful cream. So we're gonna get a fall washcloth out of this. So beautiful. Okay, so one thing I want you to notice is that the medium shade, actually we're gonna be starting down here. The medium shade is used in every single row. It's always alternating with the dark or with the light. Notice that the dark never alternates with the light. It can be catty corner here, but the dark is either touching the medium and same with the light. Very important to get this gingham shading if you choose different colors to work with. Okay, another thing to know is that we're going to be starting with a pattern repeat of 6 times any odd number, which is 7, and that's 42 plus 1. So these little squares are 6 stitches wide, 4 rows high. So the 6 stitches times 7 is what's getting us to be able to start and finish the row on the same color. So 6 times any odd number plus 1 if you are wanting to make this as a blanket or use it for some other project. So we are going to start with the dark color. I am using a G 4mm hook with this yarn. I want it just a little bit tighter. It is rated a 4-weight acrylic. It has this chainette construction, so I want it to be just a little bit tighter. So get 43 chains on your hook and we'll get started. Okay, we are ready to work the first row and work the first 6 stitches. And the pattern that we're using is called Griddle stitch. It's an alternating single crochet, double crochet. So in the second chain from the hook, let's work 1 single crochet. In the next chain, let's yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that completes the double crochet. So let's alternate this 2 more times. Single and double. Now one more time, single and let's start the first step of the double crochet stitch Just pull through 2 and let's stop right there. We are going to introduce the new color. We'll always be doing this on a double crochet. And the other thing that's very important is that we keep this dark color to the front of our work before we pull in with the new color. It's very important to keep the yarn from twisting throughout the row. Now let's leave this tail behind, this tail of the medium color. Just leave that, weave that in later. We just finished the double crochet with that color. And now grab the tail of the dark color and we're going to very nicely just lay it across the row and work over it as we go. So I'm inserting my hook into the next chain underneath that dark carried yarn that I call, and work our single crochet. Then yarn over and work our double crochet, still carrying the dark color along the row. So single and double. Let's work one more single and get ready for another yarn change. Here we go. Just work the first step of the double crochet. Just pull through the first 2 loops. Now this time, before we pull through with the dark color, let's make sure we're keeping the medium color to the back of our work. Give this just a slight tug. Make sure it laid flat along the row, that we did a good job covering it up, and pull through. Now for the next 6 stitches, we are working over the medium color, still using griddle stitch, single and double. Single and double. Okay, one more set. Single and just work through the first 2 loops. It's time to change color. Before we pull through, we make sure the dark color is to the front of our work. We do not want these 2 strands to get twisted. If I was to leave it, if it was to go to the back of my work, watch what happens. If I pull up with that, we just crossed these colors. They just twisted. And at the end of the row, you'll have to be spending time untwisting the yarn. So we don't want to do that. So before we pull through, always make sure dark is to the front. So we're going to pull through now. Our yarn wasn't twisted. We're clearly separate right here. But now we carry the dark along the row. Single, double. Single, double. Single. Time for a color change. Light to the back, pull through with the dark. All right, I'm going to let you repeat this until we get to the end of the row, and we'll do that last block of color together. Okay, I'm to the last 6 stitches. I'm going to be pulling through with the dark color. Always remember, just give that, the yarn that was just carried over, make sure it's laying flat across the row. Nice little tug before you pull through. And now let's work the final 6 stitches. However, on the 6th stitch, that last double crochet, you are going to finish it in the dark gold color, because we are going to chain 1 and turn and use that color right away for the first 6 stitches. So this is the one time you do not need to change color on this double crochet. Just pull through with the dark. Okay, now what you'll need to do is turn your work like a page in a book, flipping like you're reading a book, and the light color just wraps around the side and is in the back of your work, and you're ready to work over it. I forgot to chain 1 and turn. Chain 1 and turn. So here's my first single crochet worked into the top of that double crochet, and I'm coming down here making sure I'm grabbing the light color with me and bringing it along the row. So it wrapped around the end and then up underneath, and we're going across the row again. I've got the light color coming right along with me. Medium color, I should say, not the lightest color. Lightest color is going to come in 4 rows. Okay, here we go. Let's switch color. Always on a double crochet, we're switching color. Dark to the front before we pull through. Give it a little tug. Make sure it was laying flat. It's nicely covered. Here we go, working along the row. I've got the dark coming along with me. Okay, you're going to be repeating this for 4 rows. So you're working on the 2nd row right now. I'm gonna have you do 2 more rows, and then I'll meet you back, and it will be time to add in the cream. All right, how did you do? I'm at the end of the 4th row, and if you're confused, if you did 4 rows, check where the starting tail is. It should be over here on your right-hand side. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and hopefully they're little squares. So at the end of this row, however, we are dropping the dark color. We're just gonna leave that to the side for right now. We're not gonna cut it. Let's give this light color, medium color, a little tug and pull through. Whoops, let me do one more. There we go. And then pull through on the last step of the stitch. It's time to switch to the medium color to be worked over this dark color. So chain 1, turn your work like a page in the book. And we're just gonna be, like I said, you can, this will get switched from side to side, but let's get that out of our way for now. Let's take the first 6 stitches. We don't have to worry on this one about carrying any yarn. We're getting ready to introduce the cream color. Okay, last step of this stitch. Let's still keep our medium color to the right of our work, and let's introduce the cream. Lay the new color just over your hook and pull through. We'll ignore this tail, just leave it behind, and let's get started again. This time we are carrying the medium color across the row and working the griddle stitch. So if you notice, the pattern is that every row always starts with a single crochet and it ends with a double crochet. Every block of color starts with single crochet and ends with a double crochet. We're doing 3 sets of the griddle stitch, alternating single and double. Here's our last double crochet, making sure I keep the cream to the front of my work before I give the medium color a little tug and then pull through. That's going to keep our yarn nice and flat against the row and hopefully do a really good job disguising the yarn that's being carried. Here we go. Keep this yarn to the back of our work. Nice little tug, not too tight, just to lay it nice and flat across the row. And then we're going to be bringing the other color across the row with this. Okay, I'm going to work this for 4 more rows, and then I'll show you how to reintroduce the dark color. Oh, it is so fun to watch these gingham, this gingham pattern grow. So this is what we should have after 4 rows. Again, 4 rows, check that tail, that'll help you know. So on the last step of the stitch, now we're dropping the cream, letting that one, we don't need to cut it. I'll show you how to carry it up when it's time to switch back. But for this time, let's go ahead and reintroduce that dark color, the dark golden, and I'm just pulling it up the side, just like this, and pulling it through. So it's gonna lay nice across the side. Now, of course, we're doing this because I'm making a washcloth and we're gonna put a border on it. It'd be up to you. If you were doing a baby blanket, I still would carry it up 4 rows. If it was maybe 6 rows or 8 rows, if you decided to do, you know, large squares, then probably I would cut and weave in the end later. But since it's a little washcloth and we're going to be covering it with a border, I'm having you carry it up the side. Okay, here we go again. Let's turn our work like a page in the book. There you go. And the cream is getting left behind, so let's get that out of our way. We are wrapping the medium color around the end there and inserting our hook for the first single crochet and making sure we catch it on the back side there. And I am making my first single crochet. Okay, that's the only thing different that I wanted to show you. Another little step to this gingham. And off we go. Let's work another 4 rows. Hopefully you're doing okay. Switching colors, it's probably getting a little bit easier to do now. So here we go. Still the most important thing, before you pull through with the new color, keep the dark to the front, keep the medium to the back, gentle tug, pull through. Okay, it's time to bring that cream back into the color scheme here. And if you notice, we're not going to use it until this second block. So we're setting the dark color aside. We're going to bring the medium color through because that's the next color we need to use. Chain 1 and turn. Like a page in a book. Here we go. Just right to left. And now, this time though, we are going to bring the cream up the side. Kind of pull it up the side with you. Nicely lay it along the row. And then go ahead and catch it underneath that first single crochet. So I am bringing it up the side, leaving the dark color behind, and catching it within that first stitch there. Now making sure it's laying nice, flat. That's how it's gonna look there. There you go. Now work over the cream. Same way, single, double, and you get to switch to the cream and get that working. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. Well, 7 blocks of color high, 7 blocks across the bottom. It's pretty square. I'm finished. Now we need to work on the border, and I like to weave in the ends before I get going. All right, let's get working on this border. So let's chain 1 and turn. And we're going to work 1 round of single crochet. That's going to hopefully help us, no, it will help us cover up all this carried yarn that we have on this one side. So my goal is, since we used 6 stitches and 4 rows of color, that was kind of our gauge. We want to get 6 stitches of single crochet down this side. So I'm going to start by working 2 stitches around this first end of the row. I'm going to skip a row and work 2 stitches down here. I'm going to work 2 stitches right here at the bottom of that row. So hopefully that's our 6. 2, 4, 6. That should give us plenty for this. Now let's work on this next color and kind of estimate if you can't really figure out where you want to go. I'm going to go 2, just go right here. 1, 2. I also like skipping a row because sometimes that helps to make the stitches more even looking. Here we go down here. So that did a nice job of covering up those ends. Let's make sure this cream gets over there. We cover it up. Okay, when we get to this corner, we're going to be working single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Okay, I'm down here at the corner. Got my stitches pretty even there on the side. I know that's always the struggle. Do the best that you can. In this corner space, I'm going to do single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And now across the bottom, pretty easy. Just work 1 single crochet per stitch. All right, so I've worked the entire round. I'm right here at the last, so I'm going to do a single crochet, chain 2 for my corner, and another single crochet here, and that will be my corner of that round. But now don't turn or anything. We're going to join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. and then we're going to chain 2, and now work double crochet into each single crochet around. And when you get to the corner around the chain 2 spaces, you will work double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. All right, I'm to that first corner, and around the chain 2 space, I am working double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. All right, so continue working 1 double crochet into each single around, and I will meet you back over here at the starting corner. This is our completed round of double crochet, and here at the end of the round, I'm still working double crochet, chain 2, double crochet around that chain 2 space. That's our corner. And then what we're going to do is work a slip stitch into the top of that turning chain and chain 2 again, and don't turn. Now we are going to work front post double crochet and back post double crochet, and alternate front post. So you insert your hook and pop that post forward, and then work your double crochet, and then back post, you're gonna pop it to the back and work your double crochet. We're gonna alternate that clear down even to the last double crochet that's just before the chain 2 space. Work that double crochet. All right, so for me, the last stitch, I just want to make sure that you work around is that double crochet before the chain 2, and then we still just work double crochet, chain 2, double crochet for the corner. Now what I like to do is start the next stitch with what I finished off in the back here. So I'll go ahead and start with a back post double crochet and then go front post. And it might be different on the next corner, so just keep that in mind. All right, at the end of this round, I joined to the turning chain, chain 2, do not turn. And now this time, all you need to do is match the direction of the posts. So if it's one that is forward, work a forward front post double crochet. And if it's in the back, work a back post double crochet. And that will give us the little look of ribbing. So after you are done with this round, all you will need to do is join and don't turn again, just chain 1 and then work single crochet in the top of every stitch. Still work into the top of this last double crochet, and around the chain 2, work single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And that will be your last round. And then join with a slip stitch and tie off. So fairly straightforward. I hope you have enjoyed making this project. It is just beautiful. So turned out to be a nice generous size of a washcloth. This one turned out a little bit smaller. This was made with slightly a 3-weight, still a G hook, but it was a 3-weight yarn, and this is a 4-weight. So that's why it's a little bit bigger. But anyway, if you choose to make this as a blanket, we have other yarn ideas on daisyfarmcrafts.com. Head to the menu heading, click crochet blankets, and underneath the crochet blankets we have a whole menu heading called Gingham, and we have over 30 patterns of the different ginghams that we have made. So you can make this look. It's just such a classic, beautiful look. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. I really wish you luck on your project, and come show us in the Daisy Farm Crafters group on Facebook if you would like. All right, we'll see you next time.